So we are going to talk about ad optimization. So let's start learning a little bit more about you, Beejal.
Well, first of all, thank you so much, Eduardo, for having me on your podcast. I'm excited to be here. I'm Beejal Rawal. I own seller growth products at Amazon. And prior to joining Amazon, I was with Procter & Gamble for over 12 years, leading the digital retail and marketing portfolio for brands like Olay and Old Spice. At P&G, I got the first-hand experience of running an online business in Amazon stores and various other stores in regional places like India and Africa, as well as US. And my experience at P&G taught me the importance of managing different levers to run an online business. It gave me a good understanding of the opportunities and the challenges that a seller faces to grow their business. I'm excited to now leverage these experiences at Amazon as the product owner of Growth Opportunities. It's a capability which empowers sellers to grow their business and improve their top line as well as bottom line performance.
Great, great. For those who are not familiar, what kind of tools Amazon currently offer brands to help them improve their performance?
At Amazon, our vision is to empower sellers with an innovative portfolio of capabilities that can help drive their business. We provide analytics, insights, and recommendations to sellers across various stages of their journey, starting from selecting the right set of products, to driving traffic to their listings, to boosting conversions on the detail page, as well as driving strong brands and building a loyal customer base. We also want to enable them to reduce their cost to serve. Our experiences are currently found on Seller Central. We own a number of pages on Seller Central which provide in-depth analytics and insights on various business domains such as brand building, advertising, inventory, and growth. Let me share an example to illustrate how growth opportunities can empower sellers. Imagine an entrepreneur, Sophie, who's passionate about sustainable fashion. Sophie decides to start her online business in Amazon stores, and she sells eco-friendly apparel. Initially, it's just Sophie and her dream. And like most sellers, she's struggling to generate her first sale. She's overwhelmed by competition. She perhaps is not sure of how to optimize her listings. She's not really confident about driving traffic to her products. And at this point, growth opportunities can help sellers like Sophie. Growth opportunities can provide very personalized and curated recommendations based on Sophie's catalog and guide her on how she can optimize her listings, how she can leverage more effective media campaigns to drive traffic, how she could boost conversions, and ultimately build strong brands. Sophie decides to act on some of these recommendations, and eventually she starts seeing sales, which is great. Over a period of time, while Sophie's business is generating sales, she realizes she's not really being profitable. And here's the problem. Not all the products that she has listed are actually resonating with her customers. So growth opportunities steps in again. And this time, growth opportunities helps Sophie identify those ASINs which are not necessarily selling well, but are also generating a lot of storage costs. Through growth opportunities, Sophie now is able to identify these ASINs and also run sponsor product campaigns or outlet deals to get rid of the excess inventory that she's sitting on. And that helps her reduce her costs. So in essence, growth opportunities can help improve the top line performance as well as the bottom line performance for a seller. Currently, growth opportunities covers 19 recommendation types. It operates in 10 countries, although the recommendation types can vary. The growth opportunities capability provides recommendations which are refreshed on a daily basis, and these recommendations are also backed with potential sales impact for sellers to understand where they should take action and how they can prioritize their various activities.
So thanks for the example. I think that the Sophie example is a very holistic way to think about how growth opportunities can help her in her business. We all know that growth, sustaining that growth can be very challenged in a very competitive environment. With that in mind, how ensuring that growth opportunities is evolving to the market conditions?
We're constantly exploring ways in which we can use our insights, technology, and our deep understanding of the digital retail landscape to empower sellers, improve their business performance. Let me take a step back before I come to your question. Our initial focus for growth opportunities was to help sellers discover the various programs that they can leverage to drive their performance. And second, to prioritize amongst those programs to help them take action. Over the years, sellers have acted on the recommendations that we've provided, and they've made investments. For example, Growth Opportunities recommends sellers to invest in ad campaigns to drive their top-line performance. And many sellers have invested in sponsored product campaigns to drive sales for their high-value ASINs. Now, coming back to your question, Eduardo, we constantly invest in seller research to understand how we can further add value to the sellers and provide more meaningful and personalized recommendations. Through one such seller research study that we did, we got an insight that sellers would really love to get some guidance on how they can further optimize their ad campaigns and drive higher returns for their ad investments. This resonated a lot with my experience at P&G, because one of the levers to maximize business performance is to optimize your ongoing media investments. It's all about making your media dollars work harder for you. So we took this insight and decided to build a suite of recommendations which are primarily focused on optimizing existing investments that the sellers have already taken. So for instance, if sellers have already taken an action to invest in a sponsored product ad campaign, we would want to give them recommendations on how they can optimize their existing campaigns and further improve its impact. I'm excited to share, Eduardo, that we will soon be launching our optimized ad campaign recommendations in Q4. We will start with sponsored product campaigns with an intent to eventually extend this capability to other ad formats. So what does this capability do? Let's say you're an advertiser and you have a campaign which is already ongoing. You could potentially drive a higher impact on your ad campaign by optimizing your ad budget, by selecting a different set of keywords, or by switching to a different bidding technique, for instance, moving from an exact match technique to a phrase match or a broad match technique. We leverage our insights and analytics to come up with these recommendations for sellers and recommend if they should tweak something on their ad campaigns to be able to drive a higher impact. Sellers could potentially benefit from reallocating their campaign budgets if their campaigns are going dark because of insufficient budgets, or they could potentially benefit from leveraging another set of keywords depending on keyword performance. All our recommendations are backed with rationale, and we also try to estimate the potential sales impact if the seller decides to take action on these. Moreover, we are also enabling a one-click action option, which allows sellers to leverage preset configurations, and through that, just at the click of a button, they can make some changes to their campaigns and see a higher impact. Of course, they also have the opportunity to override these changes and work with something that they are more comfortable with.
Interesting. What did prompt you to develop this new feature?
Eduardo, currently we don't have a capability which enables sellers to optimize the actions that they've already taken through growth opportunities. They could have initiated ad investments based on our recommendations, but there is no mechanism which allows them to go back and optimize these campaigns through growth opportunities. Moreover, we also understand that many sellers often struggle to identify the right campaign configuration settings before they invest in ads. More so if they are targeting a specific business objective, such as launching a new product or preparing for a major event. And our research has shown that a lot of sellers could potentially benefit from using the right configuration settings for their ad campaigns, and they could really improve the returns on their ad investments.
But how does the optimizer recommendation work, right? How do they know what the next action is?
Ultimately, our goal is for sellers to improve their business performance. And if they can achieve that through more efficient ad campaigns, that's a win-win for us.
Great. There is a lot of values from them to understand the actions and how they can optimize their ad funds. But how does the optimizer recommendation work? How do they know what is the next action? Where do you take the data from to get to that point?
Sure. We leverage our internal performance metrics and machine learning algorithms to identify insights and recommendations which can help improve the efficacy of our ad campaigns. At a high level, we leverage patterns which can determine sales performance. And we use over 100 features such as organic performance of the ASIN, glance views, ASIN attributes, the FBA offering, the ad campaign budget, to come up with these insights. Through our insights and machine learning algorithms, we are then able to recommend the optimal budget, the right keywords, and different bidding techniques that a seller could benefit from when they run their ad campaigns.
I'm very excited to get started. So what should they do to get to the optimized recommendation, and what should they expect as they go through it?
Great question, Eduardo. The end user experience should include optimized recommendations on the growth opportunities homepage. Specifically, the optimized ad recommendations can also be found on the improve sales tab of the growth opportunities capability. Sellers will find these optimized recommendations stack ranked based on the potential sales impact. Now, when a seller clicks on an optimized ad recommendation, they will get more details such as the specific keywords that they should consider, or the budget that they should consider investing in, or a different bidding technique that they should consider exploring. All of these recommendations will be provided with a potential sales impact, and that will enable the sellers to make the right choices without having to evaluate different keyword, bidding technique, or budget combinations. Moreover, they can activate these recommendations using a single click option, which allows them to use preset configurations. We advise sellers to leverage optimized recommendations on a weekly basis to ensure that their campaigns are running optimally. We will also launch emails to announce this feature in Q4, and we will provide tips, suggestions, and best practices on how they can leverage this to optimize their sponsored product campaigns.
Great, thanks, Beejal. So with that, lastly, could you give like a preview on what to expect and what people should be expecting and added features for the optimized recommendation?
Sure. So initially, we are starting with sponsored product ad campaigns, but we do want to extend this capability to all the other ad formats. That's in the short term. Long term, we want to enable sellers to optimize their investments across other domains beyond ads. This could be deals or it could be coupons, and we are also exploring B2B discounts and subscribe and save discounts. Our intent is ultimately to guide sellers to make informed investment choices and ensure that they are able to optimize any investments that they make on an ongoing basis once the campaign is launched. Ultimately, in the spirit of being trusted partners of the sellers, we plan to continue expanding the recommendation types which can help them move the needle on their business.
Thanks. I had a great time. I think that most of the sellers got a lot from the information, so I appreciate the time, and I thank you so much for the session. Thanks, Beejal.
Thank you, Eduardo. It was great talking to you. I had a wonderful time.
Thank you.